I have 2 crested geckos and I am going to breed them. I know everything about them because I went to sillyannus.com and read for almost 2 hours.
That's cool, but I think you mean sillyartus.com. Congratulations on your new geckos. What morphs are they?
One is a red Dalmatian and the other is a Harlequin. I did not want them to look similar because they might be related. Inbreeding is bad. I know because I used to know a dog breeder with 6 dogs, and because an expert on the Pangea forums told me so. She has 21.12.15 crested geckos, and 11,201 posts on the forum, so she is an expert.
Needless to say, reptiles are a little different than dogs, and even dogs are inbred for several generations in order to stabilize a new breed. It is necessary for breeders to line breed in order to isolate and refine new traits, while simultaneously avoiding undesirable mutations. In dogs, several genetic mutations have been identified in many breeds over the years, and that is why breeders sometimes have to avoid breeding animals that are too closely related.
But that is not what I read on the forums. And an expert told me, so it must be true. She has 11,207 posts on the forums, so she is clearly an expert.
There will always be risks associated with inbreeding, but they are, statistically speaking, very unlikely, and these risks can easily be avoided if you have a basic understanding of simple recessive and dominant genetics. People have been breeding reptiles a long time now, and there have been very few genetic mutations ever discovered by accident. In most cases, mutations are found in the wild and then purposely line-bred in captivity in order to reproduce the appearance. That is how new morphs typically come into the hobby. Maybe you should get advice from an expert with more experience.
I disagree because that is what an expert told me. She has 11,239 posts on the forum and she has 21.13.14 crested geckos.
Yes, I know she posts a lot on the forums, but that does not make her an expert.
But she has 21.14.13 crested geckos. That makes her an expert.
Yes, I know. That's almost 50 geckos. But why does the ratio keep changing?
The ratio is changing because today she is loop sexing any geckos that weigh over 7 grams. She is a pro. She also has 11,239 posts on the forum. That definitely makes her an expert.
Hello. Did you not hear anything I just said?
But you don't even post on the forums, and she has 11,264 posts on the forums. And she has 25.15.11 crested geckos. That obviously makes her an expert.
Look, Rain Man. A lot of people could probably find 50 crested geckos between the cushions on their sofas, but that doesn't make anyone an expert.
Why would anyone keep geckos between the cushions of their sofa? I think that would be inhumane. I will have to ask the experts if it is recommended.
You aren't the brightest bulb on the tree, are you? Let me try putting this another way. If you hear someone use the term inbreeding, you can safely assume they are relatively new to reptile breeding, and genetics are confusing to them.
But she has been keeping crested geckos for almost 16 months, so she cannot be confused. She has been around for freaking ever, so she obviously knows everything there is to know. She is my mentor.
Good for you. Ironically, I think your parents may have been a little too closely related. How many grandparents do you have?
I have 2 grandparents just like everyone else. And my friend has 27.15.9 crested geckos. She has 11,290 posts on the forums because she knows so much. She is a guru.
Quite frankly, I can't decide which one of us to shoot first.
My friend knows so much that she is a moderator on the forum. She has done so much for the hobby. You should have more respect for an expert.
Someone really should put you out of your misery. So tell me, what are your thoughts on youth in Asia?
I don't know any Asian kids. I'm from the suburbs.
Dude, you really should be wearing a bib and a helmet.
Yes, but how many geckos can be housed in a sofa with 3 cushions?
I feel less intelligent having had this conversation with you.
Yes, but my friend is a crested gecko expert. She has 21.18.10 crested geckos and they are not inbred because inbreeding is bad. She is not the only one to say that either. I read it on the forums and 5 other experts agree.
I have enjoyed our conversation, but I have to go jump off a bridge now.
That sounds cool. Do you want to borrow my helmet?